Yo, what is going on, fans and coaches of the ASL? My name is Hutcho322 here, and I will be bringing you guys the ASL Season 5 awards nominations. So, brief summary of what this video is going to be. We have, I think it's like 14 categories or whatever. We have a decent amount of categories. For awards in Season 5, I'm going to be reading you off the nominees. And once you hear the nominees and all their stats and why they are up there, you are going to go ahead and go to the description down below, and you are going to click on the Google form link. You are going to go ahead and vote for who you think is going or should win each category. So that'll be linked down below. If you don't fill out that form, your vote will not be casted, obviously. So if you want to have a say in it, you got to click on that. But I strongly advise you to watch this video first, because there's only so many details on the form. There's more details here. So, yeah, just a little heads up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first category. So for the first category, we have the Coach of the Season. And our nominees are Excellent Name, Coach of the Aussie Kangaskhan's, 10-3 with a plus 26. The Crispy Panda, Coach of the Hartford Whalmers, 9-4 with a plus 9. TJ, Coach of the Slow Bohemians, 8-5 with a plus 18. Hutch, Coach of the Portland Timbers, 8-5 with a plus 16. And last but not least, Altaria Motives, Coach of the Arcane Arcanines, 8-5 with a plus 14. So, you can go ahead and vote for who you think should win Coach of the Season. Pretty much Coach of the Season just goes by which coach had the best season. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. That one shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Just who had the best record and whatnot. And you will notice that Gran has the best record, but he's not on here because he came into the league when Cody was already at 7-0. So it's really not fair to put him up there because he would just be 4-3 actually. So in reality, that doesn't really match up to any of these records. These records are better than 4-3. So yeah, go ahead and vote on that between Ian, TCP, TJ, Hutch, and Altaria Motives or Ian. For our next category, we have the Most Improved Coach. Pretty much Most Improved Coach. Again, another self-explanatory one. Basically, which coach has shown the most improvement from last season to this season, or seasons in the past to this season. And the nominees are, we have Malone, Coach of the St. Louis Saw Blues, 5-8 with a minus 5. Last season he was 5-8 with like a minus 18. And in seasons past he's been even lower. Like season 3 he had 1 win all season, I think. So he's growing in the record. He'll get to those 6 wins next season at least. For the next nominee, we have Cam, or Country Boy Cam, Coach of the Washington Wailords, 3-10 with a minus 33. If you guys remember, Cam was 1-12 last season, and he really turned his season around at the beginning of the season, and by week 4 he had more wins this season than he did last season. For the third nominee, we have Shadow, Coach of the PC Barcelona, 5-8 with a minus 12. Last season, Shadow was 2-11. So making a very, very good improvement this season, and beating some very good coaches as well. He beat a decent amount of playoff teams, quite honestly, so Shadow has really improved his game. And last but not least, our fourth nomination is Altaria Motives, or Ian, Coach of the Arcane Arcanines, 8-5 with a plus 14. It might seem odd to put Ian here, but last season I believe he was either 5-8 or 6-7, maybe 7-6. I think he was 7-6. So he was 7-6. He did not have the best season last season. Season 3 he was decent. Season 2 he was okay. It's just compared to last season, he improved a lot because he was really under the radar a lot, and he didn't really get enough recognition, and he missed out on the playoffs. Maybe, I don't know, but either way, he was 7-6. Yeah, he did miss out on the playoffs. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, he had a worse record last year, and he was a dominating force in this season, so he is our fourth nominee. And for the third category, we have the hardest team to prep for. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, it's pretty much which teams had the best team composition and which teams had the best rosters. So our nominees are the Aussie Kangaskhan's, coached by Excellent Name, 10-3 with a plus 26. The Arcane Arcanines, coached by Altaria Motives or Ian, 8-5 with a plus 14. The Portland Timbers, coached by Hutch, 8-5 with a plus 16. And the Houston Hoopas, coached by AZ, 7-6 with a minus 2. So yeah, pretty much, if you guys don't know what the rosters look like, okay. If you don't know what the rosters look like, and you're not on the ASL Discord server, join the ASL Discord server. There's always in every video a link down below. You can go check out the doc there, and you can go see the rosters if you don't know them fully. But yeah, those are our nominees. And for the fourth category, we have most out-of-the-box coach. And basically this means the coach that brought the most innovative or intuitive prep, the most creative prep, and just to work around things. So our nominees are Commander Milan, coach of the Amsterdam Alakazams, 5-8 with a -7. The Crispy Panda, coach of the Hartford Whalmers, 9-4 with a +9. Altaria Motives or Ian, coach of the Arcane Arcanines, 8-5 with a +14. And Shadow, coach of the PC Barcelona, 5-8 with a -12. So basically Milan, he brought a lot of creative stuff like Farium Z Blissey to absolutely blow back the Komodo to prevent that thing from setting up on him. He brought like Iron Defense Calm Mind Tapu Koko, which ended up getting pretty much a kill against me. He's just brought intuitive prep that has helped him work around things. I think his best set was the Farium Z Blissey, which is a really smart way of getting around a Komodo and making sure that it's not set up fodder. And then for TCP, he had that Zygarde at week 3 to shut down the Tangrowth, which was Camouflage, Toxic, 1000 Waves, and then Rest, which is a very, very good set. So good stuff there. And Ian, also a very innovative prepper. And he was able to bring, what was it? I think it was a Finny set against me, where he brought, I don't remember. What was the reasoning for putting Ian on here? Because we were doing this, this is so unprofessional. It's okay though. Wait, this was in the normal chat. Oh, I gotta scroll up. Okay. One sec. Don't worry about it. It'll be good. Okay, so I was just asking Static, and he said just put Ian and Milan on there. But yeah, Ian, super creative. And then we got Shadow. Sorry, Ian. Then we got Shadow, coach of the PC Barcelona, 5-8 with a -12. Shadow has brought some spicy prep all season. I mean, I don't even remember. Okay, so I do remember the last one. I'm not going to say it out loud because it is spoilers for next week. So he did bring a very, very spicy set in the playoffs, which is actually genius. So you guys will see what that set is. It's in the consolation bracket that he brings it. But yeah, he brought that. He brings Stockpile Araquanid a lot, which catches a lot of teams off guard and picks up kills. So those are our most out of the box coaches. What is this, 5th category? Yes. 5th category, we have, alright, we're getting to the juicy stuff, boys. So we got the best offensive Mon, and the nominees are Komodo of the Slow Bohemians, 20-7 in 11 games. Deoxys Speed of the Aussie Kangaskhan's, 19-7 in 13 games. Tapu Koko of the Amsterdam Alakazams, 18-9 in 12 games. Mega Charizard Y of the Portland Timbers, 15-6 in 9 games. Zygarde 50% of the Hartford Whalmers, 15-10 in 13 games. So you guys have probably already know what it is, but like if we're looking at the example of Komodo, 20 would be how many kills it had, and 7 would be how many deaths it had. So yeah, these are just all just monsters of Pokemon this season. I mean, everything on here, we just go for the leaderboard and pick the top 5, but literally everything on here has let me bring this up here. So literally everything has at least 15 kills, which is extremely impressive. And yeah, so those are the nominees for best offensive Mon. And for category number 6, we have the contrary, which is best defensive Mon. And just the Mon that pretty much best offensive just goes by how many kills you had, and best defensive Mon is how much of a struggle it was to take down in a game. So the nominees are, we have Clefable of the Kling Klang United, 11-4 with 11 games. Mega Aggron of the Amsterdam Alakazams, previously of the Kling Klang United, it was later traded, 12-7 at 11 games. We have Celesteela of the PC Barcelona, 12-9 in 11 games. We have Amoonguss of the Portland Timbers, 7-3 in 8 games. And then we have Registeel of the Hartford Whalmers, 6-5 in 7 games. So pretty much these Mons just sat on the field and just didn't die. Like, you could just not die, but they had to collect kills as well. They collected a fair amount of kills. These are actually a lot of kills for defensive nominees. So yeah, those are going to be the best defensive Mon nominees. And for the 7th category, we have for you guys the best overall Mon. So this is the Mon that pretty much just made their team so much better. And without him, they probably lose most games. So it's not necessarily, oh, you had the most kills, or, oh, you never died. It basically just goes off of these Mons were so valuable to their teams that at points they were just carrying. So the nominees are Komo'o of the Slow Bohemians, 20-7 in 11 games. Deoxys Speed of the Aussie Kangaskhan's, 19-7 in 13 games. Tabukoko of the Amsterdam Alakazams, 18-9 in 12 games. Clefable of the Kling Klang United, 11-4 in 11 games. And last but not least, Mega Kangaskhan of the Aussie Kangaskhan's, later traded to the St. Louis Saw Blues, 14-3 in 7 games. So those are all the nominees. Just basically base your vote off of, like, if this team did not have this Mon, this team would be horrible. That's pretty much what we're going off of. This is looking for the hard carry Mons. So with the next category, which I believe is category number 8. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we have the best 7th Mon. So a brief description of what the best 7th Mon is a Mon that came to less than half of the games. So the Mon can come to a maximum of 6 games all season. It's a Mon that, again, is not brought all that often, but when it is brought, it has a big impact. And the nominees are Mian Shao of the Houston Hoopas, 11-2 in 5 games. Magmortar of the Arcane Arcanides, 9-5 in 6 games. Mudsdale of the Kling Klang United, 8-2 in 5 games. Zygarde 10% of the Portland Timbers, 8-4 in 6 games. And last but not least, Chestnut of the Arcane Arcanides, 6-2 in 3 games. So pretty much just vote on the Mon. I mean, this is pretty much determined by kills as well, but yeah, just go ahead and vote on the Mon that you think best deserves best 7th Mon. And then for the 9th category, we have the best free agent pickup. So a Mon that was picked up in free agency and was probably the best pickup, and it made a huge impact on that team. So the nominees are Mian Shao of the Houston Hoopas, 11-2 in 5 games. Clefable of the Kling Klang United, 11-4 in 11 games. Scizor of the Washington Wailords, 8-9 in 12 games. Alolan Marowak of the Denver Numbers, 10-10 in 10 games. Togekiss of the St. Louis Swablues, 9-5 in 9 games. So it might be a little bit weird why we have Scizor and Alolan Marowak, because their like differentials are nowhere near as good. But considering that Scizor was Cam's best Mon and it was a very bright spot on his team, picking up going 8-9 and bring Cam brought it to every single game that he had it, because he got it after week 1. And then Alolan Marowak, again, another bright spot on the Masters team, getting 10 kills in 10 games. So yeah, that is going to be that. And for the last category, probably my favorite category, is best gimmick. So pretty much just a weird set or a weird thing that happened that was just fantastic. And yeah. So the first nominee, we have a bulky Specs Alolan Marowak in week 10. It got 1 kill. If you guys remember, it was able to take an Earthquake from a Lando T and then one-shot it with a Specs Ice Beam. So that is Alolan Marowak. We have Acupressure Medicham in week 13, which got 4 kills. It was able to set up on a Suicune and later swept Milan's team. We have a Regicore in 1 game in week 12. So it's not each Mon got 5 kills. That's obviously impossible. Regice, Regirock, and Registeel together got 5 kills in 1 game. It was in week 12 against EN. So TCP finally brought his Registeel core and was able to pick up 5 kills with them all. We have Zygarde 50% set, Camouflage, Toxic, 1000 Waves, Rest in week 3. Got 1 kill. It was there to trap the Tangrowth, so that was TCP bringing the Zygarde to trap it. And Alolan Marowak is Damasters, and Medicham is Gran, if that wasn't clear. So Then our last nominee is the Farium Z Blissey. Week 12 from Milan, he brought Farium Z Dazzling Gleam for the Komodo, and he was able to kill it after prior damage. It just blew that thing back and prevented the Komodo from setting up on it. So those are going to be the nominees. And yes, go ahead, go down below in the description right now, and you can pause the video at the certain points where it shows like the more in-depth stats. I try to put as much stats on the forum as I could with being reasonable. So yes, you need to go vote down below or your vote will not count and you cannot complain about who wins. So please, 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 please go check that out down below. Click on it, fill it out thoroughly, fill it out. Like if it's your Mon, don't fill it out because like, oh, it's just my Mon. If your Mon truly does deserve to win, then go ahead and vote for it. But just vote based on what you think should really win. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys. I will be back. Probably I'll have another video coming out finals week to discuss the winners. But yeah, that is going to be it for now, guys. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Please vote, and goodbye.